Cadence of Conflict, Asia, October 14, 2019. You can't bring a pot to boil forever. While the conventional narrative for Hong Kong warns retribution is coming, a better understanding would be the Chinese are coming if Hong Kong doesn't level up. The protests must either level up or otherwise change, or else the PLA will indeed march and smash. While the situation in Hong Kong is deteriorating into a cultural war, a defense against an invasive culture of sinicization, talks between the U.S. and China took a similar cultural detour for the worst. China doesn't want so-called interference with kidnapping 1.5 million Muslims in Xinjiang, in Beijing's view, internal matters. By that definition, internal matters violate international human rights laws. Trump's words that all is well in Hong Kong elude Hong Kongers and Chinese as much as the American media. On the surface, Trump appeared to praise the doctored press reports coming out of Hong Kong. He also praised Supreme Justice Kavanaugh's accuser, Christine Ford, days before mocking her. Not one main news agency reported Hong Kong's October 4 de facto Declaration of Independence with plans for rebellion elections. Praising evidentially censored reports from Hong Kong surmounts to little. Still, Trump knows the ramifications of his words. By playing along with propaganda China would normally get resistance from, and by staying hands-off, Trump was indirectly telling Beijing that he knows Hong Kong is worse than reported, while also letting Hong Kong learn the hard lesson that independence starts with expecting no help from the outside. Over the weekend, we saw just that, including smaller flash protests and perching the Hong Kong goddess of democracy atop Lion Rock in Kowloon. Careless Carrie Lam even canceled a meeting with Senator Ted Cruz after his 10-plus hour overnight flight landed. Trump's words could lead to the very level-up game changer the Hong Kong protesters must make in order to survive. One should guess that Trump doesn't want Hong Kong to just be okay, but to earn whatever independence they get on their own. It feels like rejection at first, but being abandoned to earn one's own victory and the spoils with it is the greater gift of a friend. Trump never said he would squash Hong Kongers' call for independence. He simply refused to steal their thunder. The Chinese probably won't pick up on Trump's subtlety because Confucianism, especially communist Confucianism, doesn't believe anything can happen without outside help. This is the only reason Beijing suspects supposed Western interference without a shred of evidence. So, the trade agreement seems to be okay this week. But China doesn't want to be told to let its economy play by the same rules as ours because that too is internal. There is one key flaw with China's thinking: entitlement. Of course, America should not dictate what type of economy is best for China or any other nation. At the same time, trade is a privilege, not a right. By America requiring a free market as a condition for trade with another free market, America is not interfering, but refusing to be interfered with. Just the same, Beijing claims to reject a zero-sum game deal. What they mean is that they want a zero-sum game in China's favor because they believe being better than everyone else is their right. If America doesn't lose so that China can gain, China will reject the deal as unfair, just as they did with Britain in the silver for leaves trade that led to the Opium Wars. Nothing has changed. The virtue of compromise doesn't work in dealing with China, whether as an American trade negotiator or as a citizen of Hong Kong. When China demands 100, then we compromise at 50, China will demand another 100 again tomorrow. If we compromise again, it would be 100-0. And it would happen all over again the next day and the next. China will keep demanding to expand and overrun everyone else. By China's China-favoring standards, the only compromise stands on how fast China takes you over, either ultra-fast or slowly. For Beijing, there is no room for the words in the book of Job where God told the ocean, "Here and no farther." And that is the cadence of the conflict already seen in the Pacific.